Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Gary Robillard. I'll be your host for this product review. So today we want to talk about online calendaring. There are tons of online calendaring products out there that typically link to Outlook, Google Calendar, and stuff like that. And they all have they're all very similar in nature. They all have their pluses and minuses. Some of them have a free version, some of them have a paid version, and then tiers of paid version. But the idea is consistent. Be able to give your customers or prospects a way to book an appointment with you without having to play telephone tag or text tag or email tag, to be able to come up with a day and time that's going to work for both of you. And so this has been, I think for most of us, this has been something that we haven't adopted to the full extent, if we've even adopted at all. I know a lot of my clients are still doing the tennis match back and forth until they come up with a day and time that works for them, between them and their clients, or them and their prospects, or even vendors. And there needs to be a way so that people can actually book an appointment and you don't have to go back and forth. So if somebody says, hey, I'd like to book a meeting with you, click here, go to my calendar and find something that works for you. And so that's what I want to discuss today. And we've done in the past, we've done ones like Calendly, Setmore, and Microsoft has one called Bookings for Microsoft, and they're all really good products. You kind of need to test around and mess around with them a little bit to find one that fits for you right. Now, for those of you who are Act CRM users, the ability to use one of those, you have to do, it goes into Outlook, and then you have to sync from Outlook into Act, and it's kind of, it can be, there's breakpoints, let's put it that way. For some of you, you have a few little issues with that. Others, it works, once it's set up, it works like a hot darn and no problems. But I found a product that maybe it's coming into its own. It's probably the best way to describe it. It's I've actually done a live stream on it before, when it was probably about a year ago, or maybe even less. But they've added some improvements. I've actually put some requests in this last week on some stuff, and it's in their roadmap to do in the next little while. And so this is kind of exciting. And what this does is, when you do an online calendaring, it goes directly into Act. There is no bouncing back and forth. So as I go through this product, I want you to think, even if you're not using Act CRM, because we are streaming out to multiple platforms, and some of the people on here may not be using the Act CRM, and that's totally cool. But I want you to take the whole idea of this, and so the product is really, it's relevant in the sense if you're using Act, but it's not if you're in the sense of understanding what an online calendaring system can do for you. And really, this is something that I think most of us really need to take the time to spend and try adopting. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into my demo screen here, and we're going to actually kind of go through link to Act is what the product is called. And so again, if you're wanting to use something like Calendly or Setmore or Microsoft Bookings, they're fine. But this one is cool in the sense that it goes directly into my CRM system directly, and I just love it. So let's get over here. I paused. All right, here we are. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm in my demo database, and if anybody's watched this, I'm always using my advisor demo database. I'm actually coming up with another one. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago, and we decided that, hey, we'll have another one and kind of swap it up a little bit. I think I've mentioned that before, and we just never got to it. But anyways, so this is my demo database. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go over to the calendar here. And you'll see here, so this is next week. So this is this week, and then we've got next week. And if you're using the Act CRM software and you're going, hey, that calendar looks way different than mine, well, it probably is, because I'm using a product called Day Manager that we've created for the Act as an add-on. And it looks a little bit like Outlook, and I've got time blocks in here. So I kind of want to, and if you're interested in the Day Manager, just direct message me, and we'll give you a demo or walk you through it if you need to. But in here, what I've done is I've set up time blocks, and if you're wanting people to have access to your calendar, you either give them carte blanche, hey, whatever I've got open, give me set up an appointment, or you set it up with time blocks when you want people to be able to book their own appointments, because you may want some flexibility for yourself so that you can ad hoc throw stuff in where you want, as opposed to just having clients or prospects just popping in whenever. So totally up to you. One thing you will need to decide is, how do you want your customers or prospects or those who are going to book appointments with you, how are they going to do that? Are you giving them carte blanche, or are you going to give them time frames to do that? So in this case, I've set up some time blocks. You'll see here that I've got Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1 to 4, and I've got Tuesday and Thursday from 9 till noon. So I want to be able to set people so that they have those blocks that they can actually put into there. So let's go over to Linktivity. Now, Linktivity is the product. They have quite a few different products. Depending upon what your needs are, you can always get a hold of us and ask us. We are resellers of this product. And if you have any questions on any of the ones that you see here, just direct message me and let me know. So we're going to be talking about Link to Calendar, because that's the one we're looking at today. And in here, you've got some settings. Now, there are also some, this isn't a training course, so I'm not going to go through everything, but it does have down here where you can set up your general settings, account settings, the organizational settings. They have two versions of this. They just came out with a Teams version of this. This is a single, what they call a standard edition. It's for one person, and you can have a couple of people in the office and each have their own version of this, and that's fine. That's fine. A little bit bigger organizations, you might want to use the team version. The team versions has a few extra features, which I'll discuss. All right, when you get in here to set it up, we'll set it up and then we'll kind of show you how it works. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the setup, but just to give you an idea. So when I'm in here, I've got personal calendar, my availability, and submissions. So let's just scroll down a little bit here. Here is my URL that I would put in my signature line. I would put on my website, or any other correspondence or things that are out there, my social media, whatever, for people to book some time with me. I'm going to put that link wherever it is that I want them to be able to access my calendar. And so that's the link. And basically, this is the front part of the link. And then what you have is you can put whatever you want. And I just put CLX demo. That's CoreLogix for short. And so CoreLogix demo. And you can just change that up and then just go do a valid to see if that particular string is valid. Sometimes it may be used by somebody else. Then the next thing you want to do is pull up a picture of yourself or your logo or whatever. I did a quick little branding thing here that you can use multiple different programs to do that. If you want to do it cheap and expensive for free, use Canva, and you can do your own little thing there. And then you can put in your introductory text. Now, if you're going to use this, a couple of things I've found, and I haven't talked with Linktivity about this yet. It has your different settings that you can massage this, but it doesn't have color. You can't change the color. I can't change the size. So what I did, and for anybody who's going to do this, do it in Word. Set it up, make it, adjust it the way you want it in Word, and then just paste it in here, because it'll hold and retain the formatting setup that you've done. And then your closing text, once they've booked an appointment, what do you want to say? And then, do you want them by default to see your daily calendar, and then show welcome dialog display option? And so definitely want to have that set up. And then once you've made your changes, just make sure you press Save Change. and then you go into appointments. In appointments, and I should have showed you how it works on the front end first, but I wanted you to see how easy it is in the back end to set up. Some of them are a lot more convoluted. Microsoft Bookings is great, but it takes a little bit to figure out how to set everything up. Calendly is a little bit easier, but this one is really quite easy. So your basic general settings and then appointments. So time slots, basically I'm going to do 30-minute time slots, meetings. Now activity types, it will pull up all the activity types that you have in here. Now, I've requested some changes in here. I've only set up one, and it's just a Zoom meeting. So if they want to get a hold of me, it's a Zoom meeting. You could do a Teams meeting. You could do a go-to meeting, Google Chat, whatever it is you want to do, you can put that in, and I'll show you how to do that in a sec. So it depends on what you want to do. But if you wanted to have, be able to have them choose between like call and a Zoom meeting, the way it works right now, it's going to send the Zoom meeting out with everything, whether it's a call or not, and that might get a little confusing. So I'm working with Linktivity to make a few adjustments there. So we're just going to say it's a Zoom meeting for everything and 90-minute time slots that they can have. Save your changes. And your priority is high, medium, low, and then you can have what are the default required fields. So if you need phone number, let's put that in there. Make sure that they have the phone number. All right, so we've done that part. Now my availability. Let's go into this one. Really simple. So what did we say we wanted to have that booked up? I'm going to set this up like this is set for 9 to 5 each day all through the week. Well, I don't want that. So I want, what was it? Monday, I want to be able to go from 1 p.m. Let's see here, 1 p.m. to 4. Let's make this a little easier. Just put in 4. And then Wednesday, 1 p.m. Let's do 1. There we are. To 4 p.m. Oh, I did that wrong. 4. 0. There we are. And then we'll do one more, or actually we'll do 2 more. Let's do PM 1, not 10, 1, 0, 2, 4. All right, and then Tuesday, we wanted to do 9 to noon. 9 to noon. So we'll go 12 a.m. Or actually, it's p.m. I guess. 12 and 12. So once you've got that set up, you're going to press save, but we're going to check a few other things. Earliest availability, let's say 0 days. Latest availability, let's go 1 month ahead. Buffer time between appointments. So let's just give it a 15 minute. Gives me time to regroup. And then alarm time, let's do a 5-minute alarm time ahead of time. And then press save. That's really how easy it is to set this up. Submissions just shows what came through. I did a few test ones on this demo database, and you can see those ones that had come through. But that's really it. The other thing you do is you set up your API connection, and all that is that's I won't get into that, but it's just a link between this calendaring system and your Act CRM system. And once you set that up, when I pull up the calendar, it goes directly into there. So let's give this a test run. So now that I've got it set up, I've saved my changes. I'm going to go in here on my personal calendar, and I'm going to grab my URL. I'm going to do a copy. And again, you're going to put this in your signature line. You're going to put it wherever it is you want people to have access to your calendar. So let's just pop it in here. So this loading, retrieving available times, is doing its link directly to your Act database. And then it's warning people that you're on Mountain Standard Time. So they need to be able to know that when they book this, it's actually for Mountain Standard Time, not for Eastern. You can change that if you want it for Eastern Time and go in and make modifications right here to your time zone. So we're on the 10th today. There's no available booking. So I'm going to go over here and say, okay, I want to get in on Tuesday. And no available time slots. Okay, I've got a glitch. And why do I have a glitch? This always I ran through this how many times today, testing it out, making sure everything was going well. All right, sure, you're gonna mess with me. Let's close this. It could be because I'm doing the live stream and it messed it up. I don't know. It was working fantastic before that. Let's go in here. All right, calendar. All right, let's do a copy here. Let's see. All right. There we are. Now we're cooking with oil. So you can see how that pulls up my calendar. I have access to each one of these. Nothing on the 7th. Well, there are some on the 17th. So we're going to go to Tuesday. And I'm going to book it for 11:30. And pretty simple for the person that's entering the stuff in. What's it about? I'm just going to put in just a test. What's the details? Test 1, 2, 3. Give it a name. Wanda Smith. Now, if you, let's put it ABC Corp. And I spelled Smith wrong. There we go. And then email. So I'm just going to put CLX CRM plus Wanda at gmail.com. And then 403 555 4545. All right, so we've got a number in there. Now, if the person is in your Act database, this email string will, if there's a person in your Act database and they put in their email address, it's going to actually grab their name and it's going to actually connect to the contact who's already in your Act database. If they're not in your database, if it can't match by email, it's going to add a brand new user or a brand new customer to your database, or contact to your database. All right, so we're going to go create appointment. And it's going to populate my Act database, and we're going to show that right here in a second. Okay, so basically says, here you go. You can download an ICS download to go into your calendar, your Outlook calendar. And then if we go over to, let's go back into Act, and that was, there's Wanda Smith already. And I've set up an activity, a Zoom activity, so you got the little camera there. So you can see Wanda's already in my calendar and ready to go. And then what she gets also is, if we go to the calendar, let's go into my Google Calendar. Da, da, da. She's going to get a notice like this. I think I might have typed her email address wrong. But this is what she's going to get. She's going to get the details of an email kind of like this, where she can accept or reject. This one is in Google, so you could select yes, maybe, or no. When she gets this in Outlook, if she's using Outlook, it'll actually give her an accept a Google or a Outlook activity request. She can accept that, and then it will go directly into her calendar with this Zoom link that's already there. So she's got the Zoom link. She's all got everything set and ready to go. So that's how easy it is. Easy it is to kind of use. Let me just pull up, let's see if there's any comments. Any questions or comments out there regarding this? I don't see any in here. If you do have any comments after the live stream, put them in the comments or direct message me, Gary at corelogix.ca, and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions that you may have about this product. Let me just, there we go. So kind of to go back, the idea of showing you this was that there is a new feature. Oh, and I should mention also, with this new one of the new features, some of the new features were, and I forgot to mention that, was first of all, one, you can actually put a Zoom link in there or a GoToMeeting link or what have you. You can put those in like I just showed you in that one location line. They couldn't do that before. The other thing is if you bill for any of your services. So for an example, you may have a consulting time. What you can do is you can actually put in, on the Teams version only, you can put in a block in there where it will link to, for an example, PayPal, and it will link and it will actually charge the client before it books the appointment. So they go in, they key in their credit card information for whatever amount that you set up, and then it's going to go in and charge their card, book the appointment, and you now have a paid consulting or coaching or whatever kind of gig that you've got going on. You've got that set up. And so that was the couple of features that they've added. The other feature that they've added was being able to take each day and say, well, what time do I want to work on those days? What kind of time blocks do I want to have Monday through Friday? And that was a new thing that they adjusted that as well. So some pretty cool features. I really quite like this. It's simple. For me, I don't need it to be complex or hard to use. I just need it simple and ready to go. So regardless of the CRM product you're looking at or using, check into some online calendaring. It will save you a bunch of time from playing calendar tennis. I guess that's the best word to describe it. Anyways, have yourself a great day. Enjoy the weather if it's sunny, and if it's not, hopefully it'll change for you. All the best, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye for now.